Welcome to Inspired by JimmyL, a podcast that inspires freedom through authenticity. Take our shows and use them, honey. Use them to listen to your gut, your intuition, and allow them to give you the courage to be free in every area of your life. We believe that success and happiness is a personal thing. Now redefine it on your terms. This show was designed to give you practical tips from realistic people who have decided to no longer keep up with the Joneses. Now, your intuition is your roadmap, but this show is here to give you more courage to simply listen. And to add, we are not pleading for ratings and reviews, but please be sure to subscribe and share every single show if you are inspired. I'm your host, Jimmy Warr Mize. Now let's get into the show. Okay, I cannot believe it is August already. We are flying through 2019 like crazy. So without further ado, this particular month, I had a guest on by the name of Andre Young. That man is on fire. Dude is, oh my gosh, that interview, I loved our interview. I actually first met him through a podcast called by Justin Shank, Growth Now Movement. And listening to him in there, I mean, his mindset is just, it blew me away because he's exactly the type of person or the type of guest that I want to be around more often. I want my audience to learn from. He definitely believes that this leadership style that we've been using in the past, it's not that it's played out, but that it's time for us to evolve. And so he teaches a new style of leadership. He strongly believes in work-life harmony, not balance, but harmony. And so he goes around to different corporations and different schools and even to different coaches and athletes to make sure that the style of leadership, like they are evolving with their style of leadership. Dude is on fire. In this particular clip, he actually speaks to us about loving up to our leaders and recognizing that our leaders, they're people too. They have struggles, they have problems, they don't know it all. And most people, most of us, we don't always see that. But anyway, let's get into this clip. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Okay, and wait a second before I forget. So, if you are wanting to actually get in touch with him, by all means, go to his website. It is youevolvingnow.com, and you is spelled YOU, evolvingnow.com. And even if you just search title, if you just search Andre Young Evolving, you're going to find out all of his information. I promise you, he's well worth your time. So check him out. Check out his books. Dude is on fire. I'll see you guys on the other side. But I want to go back to what you just said there in regards to making sure that our leaders, we understand that the people that are leading are people.
Yeah. Well, and I was saying, like in my book, 7 Ways to Love, I wrote it from an intimate standpoint. But then as I go in and I speak to it there, when I talk to companies and employees and leaders, the importance of loving up. Because so many leaders accept the position for their own reasons, whether it was their definition of success, so moving up the ladder, whether it was, hey, this is where the money is, this is where the security is. And some people don't even want the position, but I feel foolish not to take it. How do I go home and say I didn't accept more and a different lifestyle and everything that we want or need or think we need? Yeah. So I'm moving up. So, and then with that, you wind up getting more salary, you get more power. Hopefully your ego, your elevation doesn't elevate your ego. But all of a sudden now we got 200 plus more emails in a day. We have numbers that we got to meet from here. We got the gripes from below. We have the people who are leading, who don't see the bigger picture. So you're always selling to in some fashion. You got a desk that you can't pile out of. God forbid you take a vacation and then come back to all of the things that you missed. So it's so stressful, and nobody's really loving up on these guys or patting them on their back. And it's such a tough position to be at, especially for somebody who may not have wanted to be there or been good at the leadership position to be there.
Okay, wait a second. I'm totally unorthodox, so forgive me. Is that a globe behind you?
It is.
I need you to ship that to me, like right today. Right today.
Something important about this
looking for that. Say that again.
My wife built this cigar room for me, so I'm honored to be able to speak to you from my own personal cigar room. My wife has built for me. and that globe is also a bar. You open it up, and it's
Ah,
a bar.
my in-laws is just in town, and his mother's best friend, my husband's mother's best friend, was here with us, and she was saying that she has one. I was like, I'm gonna have to start looking for that. Like, I was like, I'm gonna have to, because I want one. I
It
haven't.
is it
I
is such
want
an awesome piece to have. Like I love it as furniture, and then open it up and be able to enjoy some
yeah.
nice beverages of whatever you enjoy. Not a bad thing either.
Nice. I
So
like that. Nice beverages. But I'm sorry. That just totally just grabbed my eye
hey,
there.
I love it.
My bad. But I want to go back to the leadership here. So, and I know, obviously, I know, I mean, we don't necessarily have to get into your entire history, but I know we've kind of spoke, or I've heard, excuse me, I know you've personally spoken about your past and dealing with the corporate world. So we both have seen firsthand how exactly what you're talking about in regards to people accepting these roles, how it works. Like, and we're not the only ones. I mean, several people do that. So my question for you at this time is, how in the hell, how do we get people to understand that there is a better way, like before they accept all of the responsibilities that it comes along with that position? How do you get them to understand that there's a better way, there's a better method of being able to achieve their happiness or achieve their personal level of success? How can we get them to understand that before they accept that new role?
I tell you, I have two answers for that question. One is the power of questions. So many times we're focused on the right answer that we forget the power of a great question. And I love, when I used to have staff, I used to hire people based on the questions they asked. So one of the things from a leadership
Like in an interview, you
standpoint,
mean?
anytime.
Oh,
So
okay.
the questions that they ask, whether it's in an interview or in casual conversation, that shows an inquisitive mind, and they usually have these eyes that are like vacuums that are soaking in information. So
Yeah.
the power to ask a great question, and as leaders or companies, we fail to answer these questions when we know, okay, well, why do you want the job and all these different things, but what is it that you want to get out of this experience moving up? Why is it that you really do want to move up? How can we help you develop as a leader and not just a director or a manager or somebody that's going to be given? Because now we're starting talking about personal leadership. I want people who I would promote, or people who to be in charge, be leaders in and of their own lives. Means they are taking care of other areas of their lives and great and happy and fulfilled in those areas, not just in the promotion that they just got. Because it makes it easier for people to want to follow you because
It
they like and
does.
enjoy and respect how you are. Then you can add in the hard leadership skills. Otherwise, you just have employees or people following somebody because that's the job. They can hate their job. And some people I do something called the Leader 7. And with the Leader 7, and this is the second part of my answer, is being able to connect with people. The Leader 7 says that there's 7 languages that your employees or followers are going to speak, that they want to hear, need to hear, and benefit most from hearing. And we do a poor job of preparing the people who did one thing really well. We want to appreciate them. We now move them up, but they don't know how to connect with people or lead people and promote a positive culture. And typically, when you move that person up that did that one thing really well, for instance, it helps to put it for instance, you sell $1 million worth of product, now you're going to train salespeople. Well, typically, you're going to train those people to do it the way you did it. And if they do it differently from how you did it, then they're a cog, they're a problem, or you struggle to connect with them. So what I would do is, one, get to the real reason of why they want to move on. What's their vision for it? How does it align with your vision and your mission statement? Have they ever been in leadership positions before, even if that was leading their high school team or their college team, or what was their experience with leadership? What was their biggest failures in leadership? What did they learn most? And then here, let's learn a language that's going to allow you to connect with other people. Because otherwise we're just sending them to the wolves. Go direct, go manage. And maybe they're good at it, maybe they're not. Now you could have people, and there's 5 different types of employees. You're going to have the inspired and motivated, but it takes some skill. You get somebody inspired and motivated, you better be a good leader, because they're going to,
They can get burnt out very quickly.
Yeah, like whenever I had somebody that was inspired and motivated, I used to be a therapist, right? I was a mental health therapist for 19 years. Whenever I had somebody that came in and was ready to work, I'm ready for the change I said I wanted. Well, I better be on my game.
Yeah.
I can't be a bad leader and work with the inspired and motivated. So you're going to have them, you're going to have the grouches, you're going to have the steady rivers, you're going to have the people that are here or not there. This is just a job. I'll have a dental plan. You know what I mean? And then you're going to have the new people, the new people that they're new and unknown. So you got 5 different types. How you lead your life personally and how you connect with them now, you can collectively make an impact on everybody, not just the person you enjoy the most, the type that you enjoy the most. And when I'm talking to leaders, which 2 of these 7 do you resonate with the least? That's an important concept that people fail to realize. See, I'm a big flexibility and respect person. So anybody who is flexible and and really wants knowledge or speaks my language that's easy for me, I'm all over them. That's the employee or whomever I really love the best. Now, when I was a young man and I brought home all A's to my mom, and I asked my mom for more allowance money, a gift for doing it, my mom looked at me and said, "Boy, I don't pay you to do what you're supposed to do." So therefore, the language of incentives and rewards, they don't even pop up in my mind first. They are the last thing to pop up in my mind. But what if that's the first thing that pops up in somebody else's mind? So for me, when I had employees, I needed to know, one, is this something that you care about? And with my Leader 7, I'll already know. So then that's how I speak it, casually and in those tough times. So to answer your question, one is we got to get a better why if people why they want to move up. And remembering that these leaders, managers, directors, whatever we call them, are people too. Yeah. They have some fears and anxieties and frustrations and real life things happening as well. Absolutely. Now, I worked with one woman, or was talking with her, and she went from being the director of HR to now the vice president of something. So it was really big everything, right? Yeah. Well, her concern was more of, I was supervising people, managing people that were on the entry level. Now I'm supervising and leading leaders. What's that like? Yeah. So, we forget that our leaders are people too. And how do we constantly reinforce not only their numbers and production, but them as people, their concerns, celebrate their victories,